Welcome to our channel. Today, we have the following news. Liu Yuning shares his experience returning to his hometown, Dandong. Some people seem to rise to fame overnight, as if success simply found them at the right moment. Liu Yuning's journey, however, tells a very different story, one that feels less like a sudden breakthrough and more like a path carved slowly, almost stubbornly, through hardship and persistence. At his Shenzhen concert, standing beneath dazzling lights and facing thousands of fans, he paused to share a memory that felt almost out of place in such a glamorous setting. Years ago, he had worked in this very city, earning just 800 yuan a month. He didn't dramatize the moment or linger on it for emotional effect. Instead, he spoke casually, as if recalling a distant fragment of his life. Yet for the audience, that single sentence carried a powerful weight. It created a striking contrast between the man on stage and the young worker he once was, struggling to make ends meet. Liu Yuning was born in Dandong, Liaoning, in 1990. His childhood was far from easy. After losing his father at a young age and later living apart from his mother, he was raised by his grandparents. Life in the cold northeastern city was harsh and unembellished, shaped more by survival than dreams. After finishing junior high school, he studied cooking and entered the workforce early, taking on various roles, from kitchen apprentice to waiter, from handing out flyers to singing in small venues like bars and hot pot restaurants. Looking back, it's clear that music was never just a casual interest for him. It was something closer to a lifeline. When he earned his first modest paycheck of 200 yuan, he spent 180 yuan on a guitar. To many, that might sound impulsive or impractical, but for him, it was a deliberate choice, an investment in a possible future. That guitar wasn't simply an instrument, it was a quiet declaration that he wasn't willing to let his circumstances define him. In 2014, he took a significant step forward by forming the group Modern Brothers with friends, performing and live-streaming their music online. But the turning point came in 2017, when their performances moved outdoors to the old streets of Dandong. At the time, street live-streaming was still relatively uncommon. There were no filters to soften reality, only the raw presence of wind, noise, passers-by, and flickering streetlights. Yet it was precisely this unpolished environment that made his performances feel authentic. His cover of Honestly began to attract wider attention, gradually bringing him into the public eye. For those discovering him later, his transition from internet personality to professional artist might seem sudden. But for longtime followers, it felt like watching someone climb a long, narrow staircase, each step hard-earned, each moment built upon years of quiet effort. In 2018, he officially debuted as a solo singer with the single Imagine, marking the beginning of a more structured career. From there, his path expanded steadily. He lent his voice to numerous drama soundtracks, often leaving such a strong impression that audiences remembered the songs before they remembered the singer. Gradually, he moved into acting, appearing in series like The Long Ballad and Who Was the Hero, and later taking on more defined roles such as Ning Yuan's Hao and Wei Xiao. With each project, he slowly established himself as more than just a singer. He became a multifaceted performer with growing recognition. Today, Liu Yuning is difficult to categorize. He is a singer, an actor, and a live-streamer, but more importantly, he is someone who has built a stable presence in the entertainment industry. With millions of followers and regular live-stream sessions, he maintains a close and genuine connection with his audience. His live-stream room, often filled with carefully arranged Lego sets, reflects a personality that feels approachable and real rather than overly curated. This authenticity shows itself in small, easily overlooked moments. During one brand live-stream, when presented with a gold card as a promotional gift, his immediate reaction was not to play along or exaggerate excitement. Instead, he leaned in to examine it closely, concerned that fans might receive something of poor quality. Only after confirming its material did he relax. It was a simple action, but it revealed a deeper sense of responsibility toward the people who support him. He once described hard work not as endless exhaustion, but as a way to earn the right to refuse. At first glance, it sounds like career advice, but it reflects something more profound, a perspective shaped by his past. For someone who once had to accept any opportunity just to survive, the ability to choose what to accept and what to decline represents a form of true security. There's a telling anecdote that highlights how far he has come. While riding in a car, two strangers chatted casually about food, unaware of who he was. Just before leaving, one of them turned to him and jokingly invited him to join them, calling him handsome. For Liu Yuning, this spontaneous, unfiltered compliment held a special meaning. It stood in quiet contrast to the criticisms he often faces online, offering a kind of validation that required no explanation. What makes his story resonate isn't just the success he has achieved, but the consistency of who he remains. On live streams, he can be lively and down-to-earth. In professional settings, he is attentive and detail-oriented. On stage, he delivers powerful performances, and off-stage, he speaks calmly about his past. His journey is not a polished narrative designed for inspiration. It is a collection of fragments: low salaries, cold streets, late-night shifts, live-stream sessions, film sets, and small personal habits. Individually, these details may seem ordinary. But together, they form something far more meaningful, a portrait of a life shaped by perseverance, resilience, and a refusal to give up. In the end, what people remember about Liu Yuning is not just his voice or his roles, but the path he took to get there. The memory of earning 800 yuan a month, the biting winds of Dandong, the determination to buy a guitar despite having so little, these experiences continue to echo in everything he does. His story isn't simply about working hard, it's about enduring, choosing, and ultimately stepping, step by step, into the spotlight.